Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, we're going to be doing another money-related hypnosis session. And I was actually asked the other day by someone, and they said, if there was one thing that you could change in someone that makes the biggest difference in terms of their ability to become wealthy or be good with money, what would that one thing be? And I think it's a great question. Whenever you ask the question, what's the one thing or the most important thing? And intuitively, I just said abundance and scarcity. If there is a belief that there isn't enough money to go around, you're going to make decisions that have a presupposition that that is true. You're going to work long hours. You're going to be terrified of saying the wrong thing in case you lose your job because there's this idea that there is not enough money to go around. You're going to be constantly worried and anxious about what would happen if there's a big unexpected bill because you know that could ruin your life and all this kind of stuff. Once you accept at some level that these trillions and trillions of pounds, dollars, currency in the world are all made up. Like none of this is real. You know, go back 1,000 years, money didn't exist in the way that it does now. It's all been created. And therefore, there is an abundance of money. And once you have this belief that there is insane amounts of money out there, and it shifts the mindset from, you know, how do I get enough to how do I tap into as much as I want? So I'm going to be doing a live hypnosis session with a lady called Irene who has volunteered. Reason being, I do my best hypnosis with real people. I've just spent half an hour speaking to Irene about her childhood, some of the things that she grew up with, some of the dominant belief systems that were just kind of culturally installed there. And she could certainly relate to this idea of scarcity, that at some level, some people are destined to be wealthy and have lots of money, and other people aren't. It's almost the haves and the have-nots. So this session is going to tackle two key things. This belief of being entitled or being one of the few that have access to money, but also tapping into her key value of freedom and what freedom means to her, and really tapping into an overall belief system of just absolute abundance. And not just that it's there, it isn't enough that it's there. You have to do something to harness that. There is, you know, depending on who you kind of look at, but let's just say there is an abundance of fish in the sea. It means nothing if you don't have a net to catch it. So that's the other end of this, which is, you know, you do need the mechanics to tap into the abundance of whatever's there. So if you're listening to this, make yourself comfortable, relax, turn off any devices that may interrupt you, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, that's it. Relax those eyelids and allow your eyes to completely relax, closing them if it's safe to do so. That's right. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and noticing that as you breathe out, increasing amounts of tension is leaving your body, taking you deeper and deeper. Relaxed. That's right. Use the power of your imagination to imagine a glowing warm colour as you breathe in. And as you exhale, notice a darker colour leaving your body, representing any tension, any stress, any anxiety that is no longer needed. That's right, deeper and deeper, relaxed. And I want you to become aware of how much of your life is influenced by your subconscious. When you go for a walk, you don't think of moving one leg in front of the other. And you blink thousands of times each day. And occasionally you think of taking one breath. But most of the time, you're just breathing in and out. And isn't it the case that once your brain knows how to do something, it can do it without thinking? And I wonder just how many things you learned as a child that you're doing completely unconsciously now, not realizing that it is even unconscious. And I want you to think back to your childhood. Think back to conversations that you overheard, arguments about money, phrases that still stick with you. Us, them, hard work, a reluctance to spend money, that slight inflection in the voice that gave you a clue that some people have to worry about money. Some people have to get stressed about money. And then there are other people, shrewd people, that have to trample on other people to get money. And I want you to imagine that seeds were planted deep in your childhood that took on a life of their own. They grew into trees, and each of those trees bear fruit. And those fruit could be thoughts, choices, behaviors, all just as a ripple effect of seeds that were planted a long time ago. And I wonder if those were the best seeds to plant. I wonder what would have happened if you were growing up in a house where instead of us and them, they talked about we. We can have whatever we want. There is infinite money out there with the right idea and the right plan and the right actions. Different seeds create different trees, and different trees bear different fruit. And I want you to imagine eating the fruit of a tree, of a belief that says money is abundant. And as you eat that fruit, imagine that it takes you away, far away. I want you to imagine that there you are, on a beach in Bali. Isn't it strange how tastes and smells can take you somewhere else? And here you are. You can hear the gentle breaking of the waves. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. And get a sense of feeling deeply, deeply relaxed. I want you to get a sense that all your worries, stresses are far away, thousands of miles away. And here in this place, you can allow your whole body to just relax. And you're not just breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation, you're breathing in a sense of freedom. Here in this place, you are feeling more and more free with each and every breath. That's it, deeper and deeper. Relax. I want you to see somewhere off in the distance, perhaps up on a hill, I want you to see a luxury property. A stunning building with access to its own tree house, a pool, an infinity pool where people, you can see them, are looking out across the ocean from their own pool up there on the side of a hill. And I want you to get a sense of what they have. Get a sense of what they must have done to have so much money they could afford to live in a place like that. And perhaps there's echoes of childhood thoughts of them being shrewd or ruthless, but I want you to rewind those thoughts and replace them with an idea that those with money have just figured out two things: how to create value for other people, and secondly, how to harness the abundance of money that exists. As you look out into the ocean, I want you to imagine that there are fishermen, perhaps with a rod or a spear, working hard, perhaps just to get a few fish per day. And they come back and they have just enough fish for themselves. But you also accept that some people have figured out that they can leverage their time with nets and get more than enough fish for themselves and have plenty more for others or to sell. I want you to accept a suggestion that money is not proportionate to how hard you work. Money is proportionate to the value that you create and your ability to harness and leverage the available money. And if your unconscious mind accepts this suggestion that there are people that don't work very hard that have lots of money, and likewise there are people that work 14, 15 hours a day that have hardly anything. If you are finally ready to discard a belief that money equals hard work and hard work equals money, let me know by nodding your head. And as you do so, you have planted a new seed. I want you to imagine that there are people out there in the world paid minimum wage to pick fruit from trees in orchards. And then there are those people that own the orchard and have a whole orchard of trees producing an abundance of fruit that all started from just seeds. I want you to get a sense Get a sense that it's possible for you to be having so much more, and that working hard is not necessarily the way to get it. I want you to find somewhere on this beach where you can rest and relax. Perhaps a hammock between two palm trees. Make yourself comfortable on that hammock. And as I count down from 10 to 1, you will imagine falling asleep on that hammock, drifting off to a deep, deep sleep. But that seed of an idea that there is an abundance of money, too much for just you. So much money that you can meet your needs and then meet the needs of other people. Allow that seed to take root. 10. Feeling your arms and legs getting heavier and heavier on that hammock. 9. Breathing in, breathing out. Eyelids getting heavier. That's it. 8 and 7. Deeper and deeper relaxed. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Shoulders, neck, all relax. That's it. Deeper and deeper relax. 6. Deeper and deeper relaxed as even your lungs relax. Your heart relaxes. 5. Arms and legs so heavy now. Fingers even starting to tingle. Your gut relaxes. That's it. 4. Down your legs. Legs getting heavier and heavier. 3 and 2. And you know what it's like to fall asleep in the daytime, to have a nap. And as I count to 1 and then 0, you will imagine falling asleep, having a nap there on that hammock on that beach in Bali. That's it. 1 and 0, that's it. Falling asleep. Now. And in that sleep, you have the ability to dream. And you will dream a specific dream. I want you to imagine that you leave the body that is falling asleep there in that hammock. And there is a trail, a path that leads from the beach up towards that luxury property in the hill. And I want you to imagine walking up that hill. And when you arrive at the gate, you can see in your hand that you have a key fob, an electronic key fob that opens that gate. And as you do so, you walk in. The security guard gives you a greeting, a smile. You continue to walk up. And you walk up and there is a glass elevator. You climb in, takes you up. And the glass elevator opens into a luxurious property. Tiled floors, impressive artwork, sculptures, big glass windows. And from those glass windows, you can see the ocean. And then it occurs to you, you're not here alone. Your family is in this luxury property. Those people that you saw in the pool and in that luxury property are your own family. And you were just taking a walk to the beach to clear your head. The them were you all along. And I want you to imagine you go into the kitchen and a chef is cooking a delicious, nutritious meal for you. In this place, there is everything that you would need. A gym, cinema room, all of these different things. You go out into the pool, a heated pool, an outdoor pool that goes all the way to the edge. Water flows down. This infinity pool, you can swim right to the edge and see out onto the ocean. I want you to get a sense of freedom, but also get a sense that this pool is washing away any of those old beliefs, connotations, associations. It's washing away any resentment that you've had in the past to those people that have had it easy with money. It wasn't that they had it any easier. They just realized that hard work is simply one way to make money. That planting seeds of things that grow is another way. Of saving a bit of money and then buying a net to capture more of what you want is another way. And I want you to get a sense that there never was just one way to make money. And I want you to think back to older generations that experienced the harsh realities of depending on employment as a source of income. That when those jobs weren't there, it caused hardship, poverty, scarcity. Wouldn't it be the same reaction if you were in that same environment? Your parents and grandparents didn't have side hustles or the internet. They didn't have the ability to have access to financial trading abilities. All these things are new. And sometimes what's new is what's scary. Older generations may think, what's the catch? And I want you to get a sense that there are many different ways for you to leverage your creativity, your mission, your purpose, to create more value in the world, and in doing so, that exchange of value is that what you put out, you have the ability to get back. And in this pool where you can look out onto the ocean, it's easy for you to think of additional ways to make it easy for clients to spend more with you and to work with you. And maybe there's just one or two fishing rods in the ocean and you can only catch the occasional fish. And I want you to think, what would need to change in order for you to catch more fish even without holding a rod? And your unconscious doesn't have to answer this straight away. Just trust that your intuition will provide you with ideas and insight that will enable you to make it easier for your clients to spend more, to generate new clients, and that every penny that you receive you deserve. And that has to be true, because there are lots and lots of other places for people to spend their money. So if they're choosing to spend their money with you, it's because you deserve it. And if your unconscious accepts this suggestion to be true, let me know by nodding your head. That's right. I want you to see, perhaps, other people join you in this pool. And you get a sense that freedom is even better when you get to share it with other people. Maybe in the past you've had a niggling belief that family or responsibilities make it impossible to be truly free. Allow that belief to go where it deserves, in the dustbin of this luxury property. From this point forward, freedom tastes even better when shared with those people you love and care for most. And if your unconscious accepts this suggestion, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to think of those celebrities, those wealthy people that get to jet set around the world. They just take their family with them. I want you to get a sense that resources allow for more freedom. And money is simply a resource, just like time, energy, and creativity. And time and energy and creativity can create the money, and money can buy you more time. I want you to get a sense that there is so much possibility for you. But before we leave this mansion and treehouse and infinity pool, I want you to take a walk into the cinema room. Have a seat in that big comfortable chair with that ginormous screen and surround sound music. And I want you to see your parents up there on that screen. And I want you to imagine you have so much money, so much wealth, that you can do two things in one. In the same way that you've changed your beliefs, you are able to help them change their beliefs. I want you to imagine that you can see them enjoying a quality of life they've been avoiding as a consequence of their own belief systems. And I want you to imagine you can see them enjoying it, knowing full well that they've seen you create this wealth that have led to this generosity, not by working harder, but by creating more value, leveraging your talents. I want you to see, perhaps finally the penny has dropped, that these rich people aren't ruthless, aren't necessarily shrewd. I want you to get a sense that you can only pour from a cup that has sufficient in there, and that it's impossible to pour from an empty cup. And I want you to get a sense that generosity requires abundance. Otherwise, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Imagine that you have the wealth and the resources to give them a taste of luxury that they then realize came from not necessarily hard work, but just more value. And I want you to get a sense that by seeing them enjoy something that they've been putting off, that makes you feel good. And if your unconscious mind is ready to replace those old trees of the past with new trees built on abundance, creativity, leverage, value. And I want you to imagine rewinding this cinema screen all the way back to your childhood. And imagine that different seeds were planted deep in your childhood. That there is an abundance of money and opportunity. That hard work is simply one of many ways to make money. And that having money does not make you good or bad, it simply amplifies the person you already are. Good people with money can be even better, and bad people with money can be even worse. But having money doesn't make someone bad or good. As you see those seeds being planted, imagine that throughout your childhood those trees get bigger and bigger, and imagine that the reason now here you are in this paradise property overlooking the ocean is because these are the fruits coming from a tree that was now planted in the childhood that you could have had. And your unconscious mind is accepting these trees are replacing the old trees, and therefore there will be an abundance of creativity and ideas and actions and choices aligned with an idea that there is infinite abundance and opportunity. When your unconscious mind has accepted this suggestion to be true, let me know by nodding your head. And now it's time to leave. You leave the cinema room, you say goodbye, but I want you to see the smiles of those people you care for most here living in luxury, and realize that they will experience different examples of money than the ones that you had. And then walk back down to the beach, sun on your skin, sand beneath your toes. And get a sense that there is so much fish in the ocean. But a fishing rod is simply not the only way to fish. And then you see yourself lying in a hammock. Imagine climbing into that version of you. Reconnecting with your conscious mind, but feeling that things are different now. There is more opportunity, more abundance. That you have unlocked all the resources necessary to create a future of freedom and opportunity. That's right. You walk towards the sea, feeling your feet under the warm water. And then you realize this is a thought within a thought. A dream within a dream, an idea within an idea, and actually, you are in your own body in the present tense. Listening to my voice, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose, wiggle your fingers and toes, and very shortly I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, alert, optimistic, but most of all, a sense of abundance and opportunity, and that you deserve all the success heading your way. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.